Hey there, back with another Glyphs tutorial. This is maybe the first spoken one I've done in Glyphs 3. Everything else sort of I've put online has been in Glyphs 2, but I've done some recent ones of just silent type design, real-time type design where I'm using Glyphs 3. Anyway, the point of this tutorial is to get accents over working over your finished letters, so that you can use them somewhat dynamically. You can replicate it through using components with combining marks. So that's the point. It's real quick. But this, if you open Glyphs 2, this is what it used to look like. Just you hit new file and you get this. The cool new thing with Glyphs 3 is if you, and I never do this, perhaps I could, you can choose your set, which will automatically add the diacritics that you'll need, including the combining marks. So the whole reason I'm doing this is someone asked me, how do you do it? Because they were confused. There is actually a great Glyphs tutorial on their website from 4 years ago. It's still absolutely valid, so you can go there, to do it. But the video can be real quick. So let's say you do it this way. You create your document, and it can be a little overwhelming, which is fine. You can filter how you want to browse things. So by default, this is again what you used to see. Now you're seeing a little bit of everything. But let's say if your letters are all done, really what you might be inclined to use these legacy marks. It's kind of how it used to be, but now when you build these new language sets, it'll add the combining marks, which is really what you want to use to make your accents, to make things work. So there's three things involved, I guess, and then one is the letter. So let's just do a letter real quick first, so that we have something to work with. We'll just do an O, and we're going to make it a circle, because why not? This is just a tutorial. We'll do that. Okay. I'll try to not use shortcuts. I'm just making a letter, so I won't do a shortcut there. Yeah, whatever. It's a circle. It's not right. But to get accents to work over your letters, letter O in this case, you're going to want to add anchors to get those components to work. So under Glyphs, you can do set anchors, or just remember Command U, and that will add these things, which are reference points for the accents, the components, the diacritics that are coming in. You might not need all of them right now. But it could be useful to have later. I say keep them all now, so that when you make the components, you can sort of see how things work or don't work. So we've got a letter. We've hit Command U to add the components. Now we want to add these marks. So let's say if you didn't build a new file with these things, right? That you don't have these combining things there. It's kind of hard to know, and that's kind of why it's tricky here, because you might be, again, inclined to add the legacy. But if you go into the sort of language area down here, and again, sorry, it's just Latin, because it's really all I'm comfortable with. At the bottom of these lists, so you could right-click, or I think, is it Control-click? I double tap, two-finger click, and it will show you what the components that you're missing. They'll almost always be at the bottom of a list. Like if we had no letters, let's say we had absolutely no letters except that O. Okay, and we go to the list again. It'll not that one, but this one. It'll be at the bottom. Okay, these components that we want. So we'll do the grave there. Okay, so we got our components. Now those come back up here. Great. We look at everything we have. That's not much, but we can make these real quick. But we're just going to do one here. We'll do it just like we did with the letter. We'll make it nothing fancy for the sake of a 5-minute tutorial, right? Okay. We'll make it even wackier, fun, because why not? So we position it where we want for now, knowing that this is going to go over the lowercase one. We'll get to uppercase in a second. And then you can do Command U, or Glyph set anchors, and this is what will map it to our predefined anchors from the letter. So that now I'm gonna, and you could change the side bearings on this if you want, but for the example, it's fine. Now that should work on top of this. on top of this O. Now that we have the combining mark with the anchors and that with the anchors. So if we go to, what was that, Western European, we want to make it O, and so these will automatically generate once you do it. You can hit generate and it will build it itself using those components that we've made. So this is called a composite because it's not made up of any new drawings, and these are locked in place. They're automatically aligned. You can disable that, but the whole point in making components like this and actually using marks like this is so that you don't have to reposition things automatically. And if you do multiple, you'll actually start to see them as an example when you click on the anchor, which is kind of cool. So let's do another real quick, because why not? Oh, I already have them all here. We could go the other way. We'll just do a dot accent. I don't even know if O gets a dot accent. So that's how good it is being a native English only speaker. Sorry. Anyway, this is fine. We'll hit Command U. Okay, and then we'll go O. There we go. All right. So now we've got both of those, and they're kind of locked in, which is good. And same about the components. If we change the O, obviously that will change in there too. This looks kind of happy. And it's nice when you click on this, you can get alignment figured out. So that will work for uppercase characters as well. And depending on your typeface, that might be fine. Like if we add our O grave here, it'll pop that combining mark in. Oh, we don't have an uppercase O. Let's do that real quick. Let's add an O. This is why you shouldn't delete every letter on your alphabet. We're just going to scale that up for the sake of this. Okay, just make a match. Command U, so we've got our uppercase, and if we add that again, it'll work, even though it's a different component. But I'm going to show you how to swap it out. Let's say you go the extra step. Okay, we've got our O grave now. Yeah, great. Uppercase, lowercase. It's using the same one, but we can change that. Okay, so the easiest way to do that then is you can duplicate what you have here, and just add, and it won't show up by default anywhere really. I think over here it'll add that 001, which doesn't really map it with anything. But if we write that case now, and let's just change this for the sake of making it a different shape, so you can also see, because that's kind of why you would use this, is to make shapes that are a little more compact with a little tighter anchors for better vertical metrics. Okay, so now this is a little different, but we already have the O. You can swap it really easily just by clicking on it, and then telling you what component it's using, and just switch that out. Oops, I did it on the lowercase, of course. But the same thing is true for the uppercase. Let's do an uppercase real quick, if I can find that uppercase. Okay, so uppercase, grave comb, we want the case. Okay, if you were, I think, to build it from scratch again, it would take the case-based component. That's really all there is to it. It's I think a great thing to do. It's simple. Even you should do a little bit of research. For me, like for adding marks for languages you don't speak, just to see what's right and wrong. I mean, there are things wrong about this. This is an example though, but it works. So we've got the case one for the uppercase, the standard one for the lowercase, and again, this is all explained, written down on the Glyphs. The Glyphs website. It's a great resource. So that should be all you need. I try to keep things updated. You can follow me, tylerfink.com, or just say hi. Okay, send me an email. All right, thanks.